In vast grasslands, large predators control the hunt through speed, position, and coordination. At close range, they suddenly accelerate and close in to block the prey's path, putting direct pressure on it. However, not every approach is successful, as the prey's reaction or environmental conditions can alter the situation. Wildebeests primarily inhabit the vast grasslands and savannas of East and Southern Africa. They move in herds, maintaining formation to observe and react to danger. Their strength lies not only in their muscular build, but also in their ability to move persistently in hot weather, forcing predators to approach them more stealthily. A group of lions begin stalking from multiple directions, maintaining a low distance and moving slowly to avoid detection. They select an individual at the edge of the pride, redirecting their movement and narrowing the space to restrict escape routes. When the time comes, one lion accelerates, closing in on the prey's flank, forcing the wildebeest into close-range confrontation. The wildebeest immediately accelerates, changes direction, and maintains its position, lowering its head to use its horns defensively. It weaved through the gaps between the lion's formation and continued to react as it was pursued, forcing the predators to retreat and adjust. The hunt ended when the lions lost control of the situation, while the wildebeest maintained its course and escaped safely. Crocodiles are effective ambush predators, often remaining motionless underwater to wait for the opportune moment, thus maintaining a stealthy approach at the water's edge. They keep most of their bodies underwater and observe with their eyes and noses positioned low, while minimizing exposure to continuously monitor. Their strength comes from considerable jaw power and the ability to accelerate over short distances. So the water's edge always requires a cautious approach. In this context, a lioness leads her cubs through shallow water, maintaining formation toward the shore, continuing their cautious movement. Beneath the murky water, the crocodile maintains its position and monitors the movement of the entire group, keeping a suitable distance. As the group moves deeper, the crocodile approaches from below, touching and holding a point on the individual at the back, thus forcing the entire group to react immediately. From this reaction, the lioness turned and directed her cubs back towards the shore, maintaining a continuous rhythm of movement. One cub reacted more slowly and was separated from the group when the crocodile briefly held its body, altering their direction of movement. The situation ended when the lion pride left the water, keeping the rest safe, moving on to the conclusion. From this outcome, it can be seen that at the water-land boundary, position and approach determine the outcome according to environmental conditions. When moving in mud and water, the lion's reaction speed decreases, while the crocodile maintains its observational advantage. The change in conditions shifts control for a short time, bringing the sequence to a close. At the water's edge, hippos maintain a stable presence in their familiar environment. Hippopotamuses are semi-aquatic mammals that live in rivers, lakes, and freshwater areas in Africa. Their strength comes from their wide jaws and well-developed teeth, so the water's edge is always associated with constant control. Based on that, a lion approaches the riverbank and chooses a spot to cross the water. It maintains a steady direction of movement and observes the water's surface before moving further in. As the distance shortens, the lion approaches the hippo's position and gradually shifts to a face-to-face confrontation. Soon after, the hippo emerges from the water and approaches. It opens its jaws, approaches directly, and touches the lion's path, forcing it to change direction. The lion changes course and maintains distance before leaving the water. From this observation, it can be seen that in river and shallow water areas, location determines how a creature reacts. When moving in water, lions cannot maintain the advantage they have on land. Meanwhile, hippos maintain stability and control within close range. In the grasslands and savannas of Africa, impalas are often found at the edge of forests and near water sources. They operate in packs, foraging while maintaining distance to observe and react promptly. Their ability to change direction quickly and overcome obstacles gives impalas an advantage, making their approach always stealthy. Along the edge of the bush, a leopard keeps its body low and moves slowly to approach stealthily. It selects a grazing individual, closes the distance, and positions its body to cut the pack's path. When close enough, the leopard approaches directly, touching the impala's path and maintaining a position in front of the pack leader, forcing the prey to react immediately. At the same time, a hyena appears from the outside and approaches the prey area. The leopard maintains its position with the impala while observing the hyena, disrupting the control rhythm. During this time, the impala changes direction, crosses the open area, and moves away from the approach point. From this development, the outcome changed as the leopard had to simultaneously track both the impala and the hyena in the same area. This distraction prevented the leopard from maintaining its blocking position, creating a gap directly in front of the impala's path. The impala took advantage of this gap to abruptly change direction and leave the area before the leopard could readjust its position. In savanna and dry grassland areas, antelopes appear in a variety of environments from scrublands to semi-deserts, where they maintain a familiar observational distance. They move in herds, maintaining a stable formation to detect unusual movements early. The combination of alertness, speed, and the ability to change direction gives the antelope an advantage, leading to the predator's approach phase. In these conditions, a cheetah keeps its body low and monitors the target from behind the herd. Maintaining a safe distance, the cheetah selects an individual at the edge of the herd, closing the distance and maintaining a straight approach direction before accelerating. When close enough, The cheetah closes in, touching the direction of movement and trying to maintain position to control, thus forcing the antelope to react immediately. From this reaction, the antelope continuously pushes its horns forward and maintains distance during close-range collisions, creating direct pressure. Antelope maintains its movement, looking for gaps and quickly changing direction to escape its hold. The hunt ends when the cheetah has to slow its approach and can no longer hold its position, and the antelope leaves the area. In savannas, grasslands, and semi-arid regions, hyenas are widely distributed and adapted to various conditions. Maintaining a constant presence, they move in groups, maintaining communication and tracking food scents to expand their control range. Hyenas' strength lies in their observation, coordination, and stable jaw strength. So any single approach needs careful consideration, leading to the next situation. At that point, the cheetah has just finished chasing its prey and is maintaining a position near the ground, maintaining short-term control. The cheetah keeps its body low, observing its surroundings and adjusting its position to maintain control for a short time. When the hyena approaches following the scent, the cheetah approaches, touches, and deflects the hyena's movement, while simultaneously trying to maintain its position to transition to a direct confrontation. The hyena does not retreat, but maintains its opposite direction, closing in step by step and applying pressure through distance. The hyena maintains a stable position, forcing the cheetah to constantly adjust and avoid getting too close, reducing its ability to control the situation. The battle ends when the cheetah leaves the prey to stay safe, while the hyena holds its position and controls the area. On the vast savanna grasslands, lions maintain their territory around areas where many herbivores congregate. They appear in open spaces, the edges of sparse forests, and near water sources, where they can observe and control movement. The lion's advantage comes from its size, body strength, and ability to approach at close range, making other species wary. A cheetah is dragging its prey and moving out of the area. The cheetah slows its pace after the chase, but maintains control for a short time and observes its surroundings. When the lion appears ahead, it approaches, touches, and tries to force the cheetah to change direction, but cannot maintain its position. The lion maintains its direction and advances step by step, creating continuous pressure through distance. This pressure forces the cheetah to adjust its direction and avoid getting too close, reducing its ability to hold the prey. The situation ends when the cheetah releases its prey and retreats, while the lion maintains its position and takes over the food source. From this development, where close range is dominated by size and body strength, the advantage shifts to the lion. When forced to constantly adjust, the cheetah prioritizes safety over maintaining control. A timely retreat allows the cheetah to maintain its ability to hunt again later. These confrontations demonstrate that control comes not only from speed, but also from maintaining position throughout the approach. When the advantage shifts, timely adjustments become crucial to the final outcome. Follow the next sections to see how other species adapt in similar situations. On the vast, dry savannah, tranquility sometimes only lasts until a sudden chase erupts between predator and prey. Some confrontations end quickly with speed and strength, but others are altered by the coordination and fighting ability of the entire pack. In the wild, every wrong decision can cause an advantage to vanish in moments. On dry land near an old carcass, a spotted hyena slowly approaches, constantly sniffing the air. Its survival instincts help it quickly detect the scent of food and signs of danger around it. Its strong jaws, capable of crushing large bones, also create a tense atmosphere around the feeding area. As the hyena crouched around the leftover food, a lion began lurking behind low bushes, then suddenly lunged to claim control of the area. The hyena immediately retreated, emitting short calls as movement began to appear around the carcass. The attack forced the hyena to constantly change direction to avoid the lion's close-range advances, but it did not leave the feeding area. Several other hyenas quickly appeared and continuously pressured from multiple directions, keeping the lion on alert throughout the confrontation. Under such prolonged pressure, the lion could not hold the meal alone and was forced to slowly leave the area. The struggle ended when the hyenas gradually returned to the remaining food. On the savannah, the outcome belongs not only to the stronger one, but also to the species that knows how to wait for the right moment. On the edge of the herd, moving across the wide grassland, an adult wildebeest constantly raised its head to observe its surroundings. Its survival instincts helped it quickly detect danger, while its strong shoulders and neck allowed it to accelerate rapidly when needed to escape predators. As a few individuals began to deviate from the group, the gap behind them gradually drew attention from the low grass. From the grass behind, a cheetah lowered its body and silently targeted the wildebeest that was moving slower than the rest of the group. It suddenly accelerated, charging straight towards its prey and continuously forcing its way through to disorient it. The wildebeest immediately accelerated, trying to maintain its balance and rejoin the group as dust began to settle on its trail. The chase unfolded rapidly as the cheetah continuously closed in and shortened the distance behind the wildebeest. After a sharp change of direction, the wildebeest lost its balance for a brief moment and was quickly caught by the cheetah. The hunt ended with the cheetahs emerging victorious as the wildebeest herd quickly dispersed from the pursuit area. After a long hunt, the pack of wild dogs approached the water's edge to drink as the river remained almost calm. Beneath the murky water, a crocodile lay motionless, its eyes and nose visible, observing the movement on the shore. Its short stature, strong tail, and thick skin gave the crocodile an advantage as the distance between it and the pack of wild dogs began to narrow. The moment a wild dog stepped close to the water's edge, the crocodile suddenly lunged, locking onto its target and pulling forcefully toward the murky river. The pack of wild dogs reacted immediately, running along the bank and closing in from multiple directions to put pressure on the crocodile. The wild dog, pulled underwater, struggled to break free as the chaotic sounds of movement echoed along the riverbank. The struggle was brief but intense, with the entire pack of wild dogs constantly converging around the captured individual. After many attempts, the wild dog regained control of the bank and quickly retreated to the center of the pack as the crocodile began to slow down underwater. The confrontation gradually ended as the pack of wild dogs moved away from the river's edge and the water returned to its initial calm. On the edge of the low grass, an adult buffalo slowly separates from the herd but constantly observes its surroundings. When cornered, buffalo usually turn back to counterattack instead of fleeing completely. Its strong neck and thick, curved horns also cause the grass behind it to begin to move erratically. From behind the grass, a lion silently lowered its body and began to approach the slower-moving buffalo. It suddenly lunged from the side to dislodge its prey in the dusty clearing. The buffalo immediately turned and used its head to block the approaching attack. The collision forced the lion to retreat briefly before attempting to approach again. At that moment, the other buffalo quickly returned and tightened their formation around the attacked animal. Losing the element of surprise, the lion was forced to retreat, while the buffalo slowly returned to the herd. This confrontation demonstrates the lion's speed and effective hunting tactics on the savannah. But against a buffalo that was still able to fight back, and had the whole herd back to support it, the hunt quickly became too risky. In the wild, defensive instincts can sometimes change the outcome of an entire hunt. Amidst the muddy, low-lying water's edge, a herd of impalas constantly shifted positions as they approached the water's edge to drink. Their ability to react quickly as a group allowed them to signal their alertness almost instantly at the first sign of unusual movement. But as the distance to the water narrowed, the initial safety began to change. Just below the murky water, a crocodile remained almost still, waiting for the right moment to approach. When an impala came within range of the water's edge, the crocodile suddenly lunged, causing the impala to struggle and retreat back towards the shore. Chaotic movements quickly ensued from the entire herd as the target impala tried to escape the danger zone. After continuous reactions from the herd behind, the impala finally escaped the water's edge and retreated onto dry land. However, the instability caused the impala to lose its initial trajectory as another threat emerged near the shore. The confrontation gradually ended as a series of successive pressures quickly eroded the impala's initial advantage. In the open grassland, an adult impala moves with its herd, constantly observing its surroundings. Its alert instincts allow it to quickly detect unusual sounds, subtle movements, and signs of predators from afar. Speed and agility are the impala's greatest advantages, and this very alertness causes the low grass behind it to begin stirring. From behind the grass, a cheetah lowers its body and silently targets the individual that has strayed from the herd. It suddenly accelerates, charging straight towards the impala, relentlessly closing in and cutting across the dry ground. The impala immediately flees, constantly changing direction to prolong the chase as dust begins to settle behind it. The chase is fast-paced, but the cheetah maintains its course and continues to close in as the impala begins to slow down. After several changes of direction, the impala slows down briefly and is caught by the cheetah amidst the chaotic grass. The hunt ended with the cheetahs emerging victorious as the impala herd quickly dispersed from the pursuit area. In an open clearing near tall grass, a female lion walked with her cubs, constantly observing her surroundings. Her predatory instincts allowed her to quickly detect any unusual movement, while her strong shoulders, neck, and front legs gave her an advantage in close-quarters confrontations. As her cubs began to slow down, strange sounds began to emerge in the area. From various directions, a pack of wild dogs silently spread out and began to approach the lioness shielding her cubs. The wild dogs constantly shifted positions, changing their approach angles and forcing the lioness to turn to control multiple sides on the dusty ground. The lioness immediately roared, lunged in response, and pulled her cubs further back as the distance between them rapidly narrowed. The pressure from the wild dogs forced the lioness to constantly defend herself and prevented her from remaining still in the clearing for too long. When the lioness began a strong counterattack, the wild dogs quickly spread out to avoid direct contact and gradually withdrew from the area. The confrontation gradually ended as the lion secured its position protecting the cubs, while the wild dogs began to disperse and leave the open space. In the vast, open savannah, an adult zebra stands close to the pack, constantly observing its surroundings. Its alert instincts allow it to quickly detect unusual movement. Even the slightest sign of trouble can cause the entire pack to change direction. Its powerful kicks also help it maintain a safe distance in the early stages of the chase. The balance begins to shift when a group of hyenas appears and maintains a consistent pace over a long distance instead of rushing forward too quickly. The hyenas constantly change positions, maintaining a steady speed and forcing the zebra to change direction repeatedly on the dry, dusty ground. As the chase continues, the zebra gradually separates from the pack ahead. The zebra tries to keep its rivals out of reach with powerful kicks to the rear, but its stamina begins to wane as its speed is no longer maintained. The pack's formation gradually disappears behind it, leaving the zebra to move alone in the open space. The hunt ended with the hyena emerging victorious as the prolonged chase exceeded the zebra's ability to maintain its speed. From close-quarters encounters in the low grass to dusty chases across the open grasslands, each hunt reveals how animals adapt to survive. Some predators patiently wait for the right moment, while others possess the instinct to change the outcome at the last minute. If you appreciate the authentic rhythm of the wild, continue following along in the following sections.